only way to play the pentatonic scale. Now, this is of course a very strong statement, and I believe there are many ways to do a lot of things, but it's important to understand what we're trying to do. So first of all, these sounds, very cool, or this pentatonic scale, right? The blues, the pentatonic stands in the core of guitar and music, I would say. Not just blues, not just jazz, not just rock, music. It's very important to understand that, because it means that these building blocks are very crucial to create. One of the problems that I had, and a lot of guitar players feel, is that you are kind of playing the same things. You're kind of playing the same idea, the same lick, the same, stuck in this, you know, pattern, in this shape, with the same freaking lines. Now, there's no problem with saying hello, hi, what's up. These are greetings. You can repeat these words many times to indicate, you know, you're meeting someone and you recognizing their presence. The thing is, when you're playing music and you can only say, it's just not enough, you don't feel free, and then you cannot really communicate. In this video, we're gonna go over a few very simple ways that I wish I knew, because I would save a lot of time, and I want to save this time for you. My goal is that you are free and able to create as fast as you can, and it's actually not hard. It's actually way easier than you imagine. You feel stuck, you feel, you know, that you don't know how to get out of that rut, whatever you want to call it, and there are very simple ways that we'll do right now. So let's just dive in. Very exciting news, we're going on tour to Europe. Please stop by, it would mean a lot. Give me a hug in Mexico or in Europe. These are the dates I hope to see you. And if not, tell a friend, and I'll see your friend there. When we're talking about the pentatonic scale, and that's of course applicable to any color scale, but right now, pentatonic. So we're gonna take the simplest one, A minor pentatonic. So when we're talking about that, first, what does that mean? Pentatonic, penta means 5. We have 5 notes. Literally, that is it. We have 5 notes, and that's all we need to know. All the shapes, all the combinations are just variations of these literally 5 notes. So when we're talking about the A minor pentatonic or minor pentatonic scale, we have A, C, D, E, G, and A. Now I know you know this, and it's important to stick with me, because I'm going to show you a few things that will open up a lot of things. So I know you know these 5 notes, but the question is, how are you practicing it, and how are you actually internalizing it? How are you connecting your mind, ears, and fingers in a truthful way that will actually save you a lot of time? So we're gonna go from the basics, because I think it's important to make sure there are no mistakes in the process. So we have 5 notes: 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and 1. Now, calling them numbers helps, because we will shift keys. You will play things in different keys, and you want to tag these as colors, as sound. So when I'm listening to this, I'll sing the note A, la, that's the root, the tonic, the ground, you know, the point of reference, if you will, la. That is the sound of each one of the notes in the pentatonic scale. Now, if I can memorize the sound, it means that I can start expressing ideas. When we're listening to these kind of like phrases, they're just variations. These are small and simple variations over these 5 notes. But it's again extremely important for us not to skip this part of understanding and knowing what we're doing. So we have 5 notes, and these 5 notes are 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and 1. And not only we have 5 notes, but they sound in this way. If you're feeling this, please subscribe and click the like button, would mean a lot. Thank you. La, do, re, mi, sol, la, sol, mi, re, do, do, la. Alright, I'm just singing these colors. Now, please don't skip this. I know you might say, I don't want to sing, I don't care. You care. if you want to play guitar, if you want to be free with music, you care. This is why we're here. We want to try and get better, faster, and save time. And this is the ultimate shortcut where you actually understand, spend the time, and connect emotionally with a lot of clarity. This is what people skip. This is why some people get really good really fast, because they actually spend the time and pay attention. Whether it's conscious or not, doesn't matter. What matters is giving your conscious mind the attention to these colors. So again, 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, and 1. And I want you to be able to sing it and to feel it. Before I'm showing you the position, which I know you know, I'm gonna take one string, the A string, and I'm gonna play the scale on that string. Now, how do I do that? Well, I know the note that I'm playing, and that's a crucial point, right? So, La, A, C, D, E, G, A. 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. When I'm playing, when I'm practicing, I keep this process of tagging. A great exercise is taking that A string and just playing the pentatonic all over it. You can keep going if you want. And try to hear it, try to sing it. La, do, re, mi, sol, mi, sol, la, sol, mi, re, do, la. And trying to create something with that simple framework of one string. And of course, if I'm going to another string, I almost have music, right? Because the scale is beautiful. There's so much intention in that color. So if we pay attention and focus our mind into learning and not just moving our fingers, we will learn faster. Now we'll play the first position of the minor pentatonic. I know you know this position. The question is not the fingerings, but how are we practicing it? How are we actually going about it in order to truly know it, to truly feel it and be able to create with it? So I'm gonna go from the basics. So first of all, I'm using my fourth finger here on the note A, and I'm paying attention. So I'm not just moving my fingers fast, which is okay, but I'm actually going to pay attention to what I'm doing. So this is the shape. Do it really slowly together. 4, fourth finger, the second, the fourth finger, and then I'm using 1, 4, 1, 4. And you can decide if you want to do 1, 3 or 2, 4. They're both okay. This is the shape. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? So the shape is just a shape. Any kid can do this, and this is where people get stuck because they just move their fingers, and I think if they watch TV and play for 2 hours they're a musician. That's not truly accurate the way I see it. What is important for us is to say, okay, this is A. Now I'm feeling the feeling of each one of these notes. When I'm playing, I'm just singing the root right now just so you can hear it. I'm thinking about each one of the notes. I know it sounds simple, but I'm using, my mind and practicing the idea of consciousness the way I see it in music. So this is A, and this is C, and this is D, and this is E, and this is E, and E is the fifth note in the key. So I'm feeling that feeling. Okay. Mi, re, mi, re, la, mi, re, do, do, la, so, la. 7, 1, right? So even if it's just a simple scale, I'm still practicing the idea of consciousness. If you're just gonna move your fingers and not think about anything, it's not gonna really help with anything the way I see it. It will help to be aware and to hear the sound so you can create and feel the music, because this is all about music. There's a full PDF on Patreon. Check it out. Alright, I hope you agree. Now what we're going to do is to take this position and actually play it in time, which is another important place where people fall. They can play the position, they can kind of know the notes, but then the time is a disaster. And music is a lot about time and articulating things in relationship. The same way that we have a center of gravity, the tonic, the one, we also have this pulse that we relate to. So I'm just gonna play the scale really simply in time, like so. Just simple scale. Now I want to get this thing very, very comfortable. Doesn't need to be fast, just control. Nothing complicated, but clarity and awareness. So again, if you're just trying to do something really fast with no awareness, it's going to take more time. I want to save you this time. So practice the shape in a clear and honest way. So if I stop you here and I'm saying, what is this note? You're like, oh yeah, of course, this is the, you know, the third, this is C in relationship to, I want that information to be so easy and embedded. And that means that when you practice, you need to think, this is D, this is E. And naturally, this is going to help you because knowing that this is the note D makes sense because, when you play C7, maybe you want to add this note here. Or when you're playing an A minor, wow, okay, so this is C, but I can do the, wow, okay, the 4 to the 3. It makes sense musically to understand what is happening on the board and knowing the notes, and this will save you time. Now we're going to mix two positions. So this is the first position we checked out. The second one is the one you probably know. It's hard to imagine somebody holding a guitar and not knowing this position. Of course, if you just picked up the guitar, check it out. This is the framework, this is the position. But I assume that most people that held the guitar more than a month know this position. This is the A minor pentatonic, very, very common kind of box that we play. The same thing, I don't want to miss, a thing from this beautiful sound. A. So now I'm gonna play this position. Now we know you can play it, but now we just need to make sure that you also feel it. So I want to feel this. Sol, mi, re, do, do, la. Now please don't skip this because it's important for your progression. You want to tag this information. Sol, mi, re, do, do, la, sol, mi, sol, la. The guitar, it's like this giant thing of dots of light. So when I'm playing the A minor pentatonic, I can go. And it doesn't matter where I am because I'm seeing the relationship within the scale. But the first step indeed is seeing the position and then it's mixing them. Now I'm going to slowly play the first position and then shift to the second position. Not in time, just kind of playing it loosely. Now I'm gonna shift, 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 shift. I'm trying to force myself to see this giant, beautiful sound as one thing. La, do, re, mi, re, do, la, do, re, do, la, sol, mi, re, mi, sol, mi, re, do, la, sol, mi, sol, la, do. The next thing we're going to do here is take this simple drawing and create simple ideas using those two positions. I'm going to move between those two positions, not in time, but sort of like a dreamy solo. When I'm playing these ideas, I'm like saying to myself, this is E, this is the fifth of A. I'll keep staying here. I won't move too much. Of course, when I'm using this blues thing, I'm taking the fifth and lowering it to the sharp 4. That's the blues scale. Slow it down even more. Mi, re, do, la, sol, la. There is a lot of pain in that scale, the way I feel it. So, la, do, re, do, la, sol, la. La, do, re, mi, sol, sol, mi, re, do, la, sol. Now I want you to discover the sounds and the colors for yourself, but make sure you take your time. The faster we realize we can do that, the faster we realize that all we're dealing with is colors, and the faster we actually want to get better in a truthful way, the faster we'll learn. And again, this video is important because I feel this is a crucial point of consciousness that we can apply to anything we learn, whether it's chords, songs, scales, more complex information, jazz, blues, rock, whatever it is. It's about understanding the building blocks that we're dealing with. Even if we talked about these building blocks many a times, like, you know, people talk about major scale, people talk about the minor pentatonic. It's not the first time you probably hear the word pentatonic scale. Nevertheless, don't kind of let go of it. Don't say, it's fine. Don't ish it. Don't kind of cut corners, okay? Really take your time and be honest with yourself and the music. And I think it will really, I really believe that it will pay off, because you can then create with much more freedom, with much more clarity, and it will be really fun, and it will kind of take you out from, you know, being stuck in a thing that you think you know but you actually don't really know. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope this helps, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out.